The karma of Sanskrit, or Sanskrita. Understand, O Lanu, Sanskrit will be, in a far-away future, the only language spoken on earth. There will be no need anymore of different languages. They only separate. Sanskrit unites. And that is the karma of Sanskrit, mother and source of all languages, to unite all languages and all human beings on earth through the Book of Light. Sanskrit is a somewhat monotonic language due to the predominance of the English a. In Devanagari, Sanskrit has many s or a's, lying thus between musical and flexible. In its plastic forms, Sanskrit is not unmusical. The or English a, stands in the middle of vibration. We find often a vowel next to an in Sanskrit. Now, if that or a is overlined, it has to be spoken twice as long. Ah. So an Indian prefers to say or ah and not e. Only when unavoidable an Indian says e, almost shy. Example. The word shanti, peace. Now, the ah always comes first in importance. Then a rather shy e, shanti. Now, the Finnish language has also many as or a's, but rather hardened because of tendency towards consonants. English people end their language. They end it slowly by moving out of it, by dropping the end of syllables. Now, as all other languages slowly move out, Sanskrit moves in. And this is wonderful. This is a cosmic event. All other languages slowly move out, Sanskrit moves in. Om. Swami Vivekananda is a disciple of Ramakrishna. He wrote about linguistic solution for India. The only solution to be reached was the findings of a great sacred language, of which all others would be considered as manifestations, and that was found in Sanskrit. End of quote. Now, Sanskrit has endured in order to take over, in quotation marks. And believe it or not, Sanskrit and computers fit perfectly. It has to do with the precision play of Sanskrit with computer tools, awakening the human capacity of higher mental power. So, Sanskrit and artificial language will enforce each other. Sanskrit has an exhaustless literature, being the key to all mysteries of the universe. Sanskrit thus is truly the language of all languages. It is not longer a dead language just because it still is somewhat neglected. It just awaits its time, like the Todas. In order to understand that Toda example, we would have to study the Book of Light. Now, Sanskrit is a language of mathematical precision, but it is also a psychological language because it describes states of conscious, unconscious, and subconscious mind. Just the uttering of certain Sanskrit words has psychotherapeutical value or psychotherapeutical value. For instance, when you say Atma, you actually address and awake the spirit in you, or Atman. And so, the meaning of the word Sanskrit points towards it, its true inner nature. Sanskrit or Sanskrita means complete, perfect, definitive. Though intensely alive, Sanskrit is almost artificial, because able to describe, as in Book of Light, all states of awareness, as in meditation, up to the abstract planes, arupa. So Sanskrit is also the perfect link to the unseen. That is also due to the fact that Sanskrit is constructed He liked geometry, for good reason, because the entire universe is actually built on the 49 plus 1 letters of the Sanskrit Devanagari alphabet, or rather on the source of its vibrations. A, I, U, Ri, E, I, O, Au, Ka, Ga, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Nya, Ta, Da, Da, Na, Ta, Ta, Da, Da, Na, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Yara, La, Va, Sha, Sha, Sa, Ha, Ksha. And we find that in the Book of Light and also in the secret of the 7 seals. Every human thought, every nuance of human feelings can be given expression in Sanskrit. Om. Sanskrit is more perfect than the Greek, more copious than the Latin, and more exquisitely refined than either. Sanskrit is the language of gods in the world of man. The Book of Light teaches that Sanskrit was long before Panini, but he gave that formal production rules and definitions to describe Sanskrit grammar. In his treatise, Astadhyayi, or Astaka, Panini did this masterly. He took 1,700 basic elements as nouns, verbs, vowels, consonants, and put them into classes. He did that similar to the way of definition of a mathematical function or formula. Furthermore, Panini expressed rules as aphorisms, Book of Light teaches. As already mentioned, Sanskrit somehow as artificial language. Now that reflects somehow to the fact that Panini can be seen as forerunner of modern computer language. Thus, algebraic reasoning, representing numbers by words, are linked to structured use of language. Thus, again, letters of the alphabet or syllables as numbers. Now, what was that Sanskrit prior to Panini, who lived about 500 BC? Prior to the grammarian Panini, this Sanskrit was that of Rig Veda, known as Vedic. Origin and development of the Vedas are described in Book of Light. Now read this, or listen to this. According to Book of Light, Panini could neither read nor write. He was illiterate. He was an analphabet, solved the riddle. He revealed his teachings only by word of mouth, by memorization, written down long after death of Panini. See the Sanskrit glorification of Rig Veda translated in Book of Light. We read the personification of a goddess. I gave birth to the father and the head of this world. My womb is in the waters, within the ocean. From there I spread out over all creatures and touch the sky with the crown of my head. I am the one who blows like this wind, like the wind, embracing all creatures. Beyond the sky, beyond this earth, so much have I become in my greatness.